Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the SUPES channel. My name is Matthew Ramos, and on this channel, I aim to entertain, inform, and inspire using the topic of discussion as always, which is superheroes. So guys, again, with Avengers Endgame being less than a month away, in today's video, me and Anthony are going to talk about the most likely character to die in this movie. Now guys, before we get into today's video, make sure to stay to the end of the video for giveaway details, as I'm going to be giving away this Avengers Endgame art canvas. So getting into the characters who are most likely to die in this movie. Anthony, who do you think it's most likely to die? Not just one character, but multiple characters that are on the chopping block.
I mean, I think most of the core Avengers will die, but the one I personally believe that will die definitely is Thor, just because he really has nothing to fight for. I mean, he's lost everything, and
yeah,
he will put his life on the line just to end Thanos and avenge Loki and Heimdall.
Yeah, Thor is definitely someone who doesn't really have a future in the MCU. Like, I don't see anywhere else they can take his character. But he's someone who's definitely on the chopping block, and he's one of those characters who can't really control themselves. That he's reckless. Yeah. He lets his emotions get the best of him, and I feel like that could cost him in Avengers Endgame, where everyone's life is on the line, really. Because this is a film where this is like the conclusion of everything they've built to. So at any moment in any of these action sequences, anyone can drop. And that's something that, us as fans going into this film, we're more scared for the action sequences than we are hyped for them. So Thor is definitely someone who can bite it in this movie, and he's likely to bite it in this film. Because we also know that this is Chris Hemsworth's last film as Thor, and his contract ends in this movie. So he's someone who you guys should be on the lookout for, to bite it in going into Avengers Endgame. So I have a list of multiple characters who can bite it in Avengers Endgame. I mean, we have the most likely candidate, Cap. My personal opinion, I think Tony is going to be the big death of this movie. And then we also have Nebula. So Nebula, starting off with Nebula. Nebula is a character who, again, has the closest ties to Thanos. And I feel like going into Endgame, she's lost everything. Gamora, and she doesn't really have anything else. We saw in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 where she kind of rebuilt that relationship with Gamora, but Thanos took that from her, and Gamora isn't someone who died from the snap, so she's one of those permanent deaths. That's something that we're theorizing, but again, she can come back with the Soul Stone, because we do know that Gamora is within the Soul World. She's not like Loki or Heimdall. She's within the Soul World, so therefore she can make a comeback. But I think after everything that Thanos has done to Nebula, I think it's just too much for her, and she's not gonna be able to control herself when she sees Thanos, and when all of them go head to head against Thanos. I don't think she's gonna be able to control herself, and that ultimately is gonna end up her getting killed by Thanos. And out of all the characters to have survived the snap, Nebula isn't one of those characters that, she's not a main character. She's one of those throwaway side characters. But just because she survived the snap leads me to believe that she's going to have a bigger role in this movie. And, with that bigger role being the main connection to Thanos out of all of those characters, I think that could lead to her ultimate death in this movie. Now, moving on to the other two characters, the two main characters in the MCU, we got Captain America and Tony Stark. When throwing everyone else away, I think it comes down to these two characters. Because these two characters are characters that we hold closest to our hearts. And going to Captain America, who from the marketing campaign of Avengers Endgame, they're making it look like he's going to be the one to bite it in this movie. But I think that because they're marketing Captain America to be the one to die, Tony is going to be the one to die in this movie. And with Tony making the ultimate sacrifice, which is something that we don't really expect from Tony. We expect the ultimate sacrifice play to easily be made by Captain America. That's the guy. But I feel like they're going to throw a left ball in this one, and Tony's going to be the one to take that ultimate sacrifice, because that just makes his character arc go full circle. At the beginning of the MCU, Tony was this selfish, self-made billionaire. He did everything for himself. And over the years, we've seen him become more heroic, grow these relationships with these characters, and he's become such a heartfelt character where he's become a lot more selfless. We saw in Homecoming, he grew that relationship with Peter, and he had that mentor-student relationship, and he really looked at Peter as like another son.
Yeah.
So the fact that he lost Peter in Infinity War, right now Tony, the only thing he has going for him really is Pepper. And, I think despite having Pepper by his side, he's going to be the one willing, and he's going to be the one going to make that sacrifice play. And that's going to be something that it's going to throw us all off, because we're all expecting Captain America to be the one to jump in front of Thanos when Thanos is about to kill someone else. We're all expecting that. And what the Russo brothers do really well is they take all of our theories and they just throw them out the window.
Yeah.
What ends up actually happening in their final film is completely different than what we all expected. And because they're making this marketing campaign building up to and hinting at Captain America's death in this film, we had that tease at the end of the Avengers Endgame trailer where Cap is like, I don't know what I'm gonna do if it doesn't. I don't know what I'm gonna do if this plan doesn't work. And that basically teases his death, because I don't know what I'm gonna do. That means I'm willing to sacrifice my life. Like, I'm gonna have to sacrifice my life for this plan to work. And they're teasing very hard at Captain America dying. And for that purpose only, I think they're gonna switch it up on us when it comes to that final battle or whatever. They're gonna switch it up on us, and Tony's gonna be the one to take the final blow. And then that's gonna, come full circle, because he'll have his dying words with Pepper or Captain America. And that relationship will come full circle, because we know that, they've been beefing since the end of Civil War. And then to have Tony make that sacrifice play for Cap, that'll be a major twist.
Yeah.
And something that none of us expected, because at the end of Civil War, Tony is the one who really has the grudge against Cap. Cap, again, he sends that letter to Tony at the end of Civil War saying, if you ever need me, I'll be there. I'm one phone call away. And Tony is the one who really has the grudge in that relationship, just because of everything that happened, all the lies that Steve kept from him. And Tony has the grudge in that relationship. But then for Tony to be the one to sacrifice himself for Cap, that'll be something that none of us really expect.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I can't really picture an MCU without Tony's guidance or even just a cameo, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a possibility. I would bet more of my money on Cap, just because all the trailers and all the sudden little hints that they put in the trailers. But yeah, I mean, it is a possibility.
Coming off what you just said, another popular fan theory is that basically in this film the Avengers go on this journey to assembling their own Infinity Gauntlet. They go through time, through alternate realities, whatever it may be, but they essentially assemble their own gauntlet. Another popular fan theory is that Tony is the one who's gonna assemble the gauntlet, and which makes sense because he's the main one, and he has the deepest connection to Thanos when it comes to the OG Avengers. So he has that initial connection with Thanos. Thanos knows of Tony Stark since before Infinity War, so they've been setting up that parallel relationship between Thanos and Tony. So Tony, if they're ever gonna assemble their own Infinity Gauntlet, Tony will be the one to wield that gauntlet. So the theory basically ends with Tony snapping his fingers in order to bring everyone else back, but he dies in that process. And again, that would just be such a heroic act, and it would make sense for him to die because, with that snap being so physically demanding, and we saw what it did to Thanos at the end of Infinity War, Tony can't take that same power, that same energy. He cannot take, the physicality that snap really brings to it. And with them bringing back the dusted characters, half of the universe basically, what if Tony is the one to die from the snap?
I mean, that would be a great way to end it.
And then we also have that butterfly effect where, at the end of Infinity War, we saw Thanos make the snap, and then he sees Gamora in the Soul World. After that, after that scene, after he makes the snap, he goes to the Soul World, and we see him talking to Gamora. They have a little back and forth conversation about what it took to make the snap happen, and that'll come full circle, because then in this film we'll have that scene. Except Tony dies, obviously, because it's more physically demanding, and he can't take that like Thanos can. Thanos is stronger than the Hulk, according to Kevin Feige, so Thanos can definitely take that hit, but Tony can't. Tony's only human. But he would die, but his final scene would be in the Soul World talking to Pepper and his future daughter. So that would come full circle for that, whole Tony and Thanos connection. So thoughts?
I mean, yeah, that obviously a great ending, but I don't know. I think it's a little too far fetched because I still see Tony in the MCU. I mean, he still is. I believe he still will be like Peter Parker's mentor and guide him, to being like the greatest superhero he could possibly be. But I mean, yeah, if he does end, then it would be great to see him end in that way.
Yeah, that's a pretty good theory too, because despite all of the Marvel characters, SpiderMan is the main Marvel character. And with these OG Avengers that this universe was started upon, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, this universe was started with these characters. And I feel like going into the future of the MCU, Spider-Man is going to build his way up alongside the Avengers, but he's going to build his own way up to becoming the forefront of the universe, because ultimately he's the greatest Marvel character. If you think Marvel, the first person you think of is Spider-Man. He is on that Mount Rushmore of all-time greatest superheroes. And I feel like with Tony, having cameos here and there, he could be the one to, slowly build Peter to becoming the greatest Marvel hero within Peter's future of the MCU. So now I'm kicking it back to you guys. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below, who do you think is most likely to die in Avengers Endgame? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, getting into giveaway details, guys, I'm giving away this Avengers Endgame art canvas. All you have to do to enter this giveaway is like this video, comment down below, and subscribe for an entry to winning this Avengers Endgame art canvas. So there you guys have it. There's today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys next time.